Hey guys, it's been 2 months since our last SNES Quest episode. I apologize for that. Been just buying and flipping stuff, so just trying to dig myself out of that hole that I had dug for myself, I guess. Now, we're building the budget for too many games. I do pick up some games in this episode, but I want you guys to let me know what games you want me to add to my most wanted list right now. We have 7 of the original 10 checked off, so we only need the original Street Fighter 2, Super Metroid, and Final Fantasy 2. So those 3 are going to stay. I'm also going to add Earthbound because at too many games I'm looking for Earthbound. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's one of my Super Nintendo holy grails. So certainly looking for Earthbound. Those are the 4 games on the list right now. I need 6 more from you guys. So please leave your suggestions in the comments below. And you're going to want to like and subscribe for the Too Many Games episode. It's probably going to be a 2-parter because it's going to be that big, and I plan on spending quite a bit. So yeah, check out that episode, and thanks.
SNES Quest!
Alright guys, pretty good first live stream on Whatnot. Sold all this stuff. Gonna go ship this stuff out. Check us out on Whatnot. Everything that we buy is gonna be up there for sale. Alright guys, a bit of a budget update here. Our budget is currently at a negative 198 after the $150 that we sold on Whatnot. And we made some Facebook sales. So I sold both of these Mortal Kombat games. After fees and shipping and stuff like that, they'll probably bring in about 12 bucks. So that brings the balance to negative 183. And then I also sold these 2 games to some guy on Facebook for $22 after shipping and fees. So that brings the balance to negative 161. And then I sold this PSP with all the PSP games and the DS with the DS games inside. After fees, it's gonna bring in about $180, and that brings our balance to a positive $19. 19 bucks to work with. We still have a ton of stuff to sell, both the PS3 console, the PS4 console, a ton of games, probably about 50 or so games. Still have a Sega Genesis to sell, a Wii, and a bunch of other odds and ends for the PS3. See if we can sell some more of those, and let's get this budget up. All right guys, first garage sale stop of the season. Only picked up a small box of games, but I'll show you what I got. All right, so we got 3 Xbox 360 games: Grand Theft Auto 4, Liberty City, Modern Warfare 2, and Call of Duty Black Ops. They threw these in for $5. They said that they are untested or don't work or something. So I'm gonna find out something I can do with these. But this is a 3DS, and these are 2 DS Lites. And then we have a Game Genie here for the Super Nintendo. I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna throw that one into the Super Nintendo collection because why not? And then we have a bunch of kind of like random stuff here. We have a key card, like a memory card, I'm assuming, for the N64. Pokemon Snap for the N64. And then a bunch of Game Boy games. We got Daffy Duck, Mary Kate and Ashley Get a Clue. That looks like a great game. We have Yu-Gi-Oh! Super RC Pro-Am. I wonder if this game's good, because I actually love RC Pro-Am for the NES. Chase HQ, Cubics, Looney Tunes Collection, Alert. And we have a Spyro game, Spyro 2. And we also have this really random and cool like Victory Bell coin. I don't think I've ever seen this before. If anybody knows really what this is, let me know. But yeah, not too bad. Paid 20 bucks for the whole box, plus $5 for these non-working, non-tested DS's. So not too shabby. We'll see what we can sell all that for. Alright guys, quick update here. I ended up selling the DS lot. I listed it on a 3DS and DS Facebook group, and I just said these are untested, no idea if they work, don't have any chargers or anything like that for them. Somebody offered me 75 bucks for all 3 of them, and I was just like, you know what, 5 bucks to 75 bucks without having to put any work into the lot. I'm pretty happy about that. The guy just wanted to see pictures of the screens, and the screens, you know, they all look pretty good, so he's pretty excited about this project that he's going to be working on with these guys. So that's cool. He's happy, I'm happy, and we can go ahead and update that budget. Hey guys, we went garage selling this weekend. Let's take a look at what we got. All right, so first off, this was a part of a bundle deal. The guy only had rhythm games for the PS2. It's pretty crazy. So he had a complete in box Guitar Hero 2 here with the guitar inside. Let me move it out of the way. And also Rock Band 2, Rock Band Track Pack, AC/DC, another Rock Band, Guitar Hero. I already had the Guitar Hero 2 over there. Guitar Hero 3, Encore, Aerosmith, and Metallica. Got all those for 40 bucks, so those should resell pretty nicely because Metallica goes for 40 by itself. This stack of N64 games, I think there's 11 of them here. Got all 11 of these for 20 bucks. So BioFreaks, San Francisco Rush, Turok Rage Wars, WCW Nitro, Madden 99, Ready to Rumble Boxing, Twisted Edge, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, WWF Warzone, Scars, that'll be the most valuable one of the group, and NFL Blitz 2001. Nothing crazy in there. Scars I think goes for like 25, 30 bucks, something like that. So, you know, it was worth the whole pickup by itself. $40 seemed to be everybody's magic number this weekend for some reason, but I got this entire stack of game here for 40 bucks. So you can see the bunch of PS3 titles, one PS4 title, and one GameCube title, which I thought was a little odd. And then some Wii games. Not too bad there. Definitely some quality titles. These 360s, I got both of these for 10 bucks. Only one of them came with the wires though, and obviously there's something broken here. I have no idea if this thing's salvageable or not. And then I got this Wii with a couple Wii games here, nothing crazy. Mario Brothers Wii, Sega Bass Fishing, Wii Sports, and then this guy, which I don't know if I've seen this one before. Super Mario Galaxy official soundtrack, along with that black Wii, and the slim PS2 with these 3 games: Need for Speed Underground 2, Pro Fishing, and Crash to Insanity. Paid $75 for both of those, so that wasn't that bad. And then another $40 buy here for these 5 Wii games. They were asking $8 a piece on Wii games, and I picked out the best ones. All the other ones weren't really worth buying. Overall, pretty solid weekend of garage sales, and we have quite a bit to sell if we're going to buy some Super Nintendo games. Alright guys, pretty big update here. I believe, if my math is correct, we left off at a negative 165 balance, but I sold the PS2 and the couple games that I got with that for about 60 bucks after shipping and fees and stuff like that. So down to negative 105 now. And I just picked up another pretty big lot. Let's take a look at what we got. So we got a GameCube here with a controller, has the Game Boy player, no disc unfortunately, but the Game Boy player is there. Growl for the Sega Genesis, that's about a $70 game or so. Hopefully I can get 50 for it in that condition, maybe 45, something like that. Got another 3DS here, Game Boy Advance SP, a PSP, a Game Boy Color, some Game Boy games, Mario Land being the most important one. Got a stack of PSP games here, nothing too crazy, they're all about $10 games or so. Got a couple Mario Worlds, which is sweet because it's my favorite game. Got this awesome 3 Doors Down disc case. I took all the discs out of it, but here are the best ones. Digimon, that's a pretty good one, and then obviously the Crash Bandicoots. Also got these PS1 games here. These ones are the ones that aren't complete, and then here are all the complete PS1 games. There's some decent titles in there, some pretty good like $25, $30 titles. There's some more PS2 loose games in there. This is the best part of the whole lot, was a smoke gray N64 console with Super Smash Brothers, 2 matching smoke gray controllers with the atomic purple right here, and the regular gray. Now, I forgot to record the little video before I sent off the PS2 that I sold, but I did happen to sell this already, and I sold that for about $260 or so. So yeah, that's gonna bring us to negative $220 after fees. Still have a ton of stuff to sell, and when I say a ton of stuff, I mean like a ton of stuff. Like all this stuff over here needs to be sold. PS3 games, PS4 games still. Bunch of Game Boy games over there. All the Guitar Hero stuff I haven't sold yet. PS3 stuff, Xbox 360 consoles, Wii stuff. There's a PS4 console under there somewhere. There's just stuff everywhere, guys, is what I'm saying. Sega Genesis in there. Yeah. So I guess we'll see how fast I can sell this stuff. My plan is for this to probably be the last video I do until we go to Too Many Games, and I'm gonna try and build up a pretty good budget for Too Many Games because I'd like to spend pretty heavily there. Alright guys, pretty quick update here. Just sold this stack of N64 games for $165. After shipping and fees, probably about 150 or 145 or so. Let's say 145. So that'll bring us to -75. Guys, I'm telling you, we're digging ourselves out of this hole already here. Alright guys, I think I must have been heavily intoxicated after that last update. For some reason I thought I was up to -70, and that's just not true. I was at -100. Anyway, being down $100, made another sale here. Sold the PS3 console with both controllers and these 4 Wii games for $150. After fees, it's gonna bring in like 135. So yeah, so now I am in the green, plus 35 right now. Alright guys, just made another sale here. I ended up selling this lot of handhelds for essentially parts. This Game Boy Color I could not get to work at all. Really have no idea what's wrong with it, but yeah, so I sold that one for parts. I don't have a charger for the Advance SP. It might work just fine. Honestly, I just don't have a charger for it, and I'm not willing to go out and buy a new charger to add to the investment, so I'd rather just flip it for parts. The PSP doesn't read games. Everything else works about it. Everything is very functional and works great. And the 3DS works completely fine, reads games and stuff like that. However, the top screen is just really dark. So I ended up selling that whole lot for parts, ended up selling it for $160 shipped. So again, after bubble wrap and all that kind of stuff, probably gonna bring home about 135 with it. So yeah, we are well in the positive now. Alright guys, going on a bit of a selling spree here. Take a look at what I just sold. Alright, sold this Guitar Hero 2 and this entire Guitar Hero bundle. Sold everything for 120 plus shipping, which just means that I can just add 120 to my current budget. Let's take a look at what that's updated to now. It's exciting because I'm trying to build up a budget for Too Many Games, and I think that's what I'm going to do here. Although I did just see somebody on Facebook Marketplace selling some Super Nintendo games, so hopefully I can pick those up, and if I do, it'll be at the end of this video, more than likely. So yeah, let's see if I get those games. Guys, just had a crazy Whatnot stream where we ended up selling all of this here, this stuff, all right here, this big pile, this thing, all this stuff, this pile, all these Game Boy games, everything in this pile over here. Wow. It was crazy. If you were there, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Hung out with you guys for about 2 hours. Even got to break this Crash Bandicoot disc live. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I just appreciate it. Thank you so much. And guys, if you have not followed us on Whatnot yet, anything that you see in these pickup videos, they're gonna be there. They're gonna be on Whatnot. I'm gonna sell them live. So just be sure to be there and check it out. I promise, if you talk to the guys that bought this stuff from me, you're gonna get some good deals. Alright guys, this is all the stuff from the Whatnot stream, all packaged up and ready to go to the post office. After totaling the numbers, ended up selling everything for about $425 or so. What a great stream. So pumped about that. That's gonna boost our balance pretty high now. Can't wait for Too Many Games. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Alright guys, I understand that there hasn't been a lot of me going out and like looking for games and stuff like that. I'm gonna work on getting a GoPro in the future, and our next episode is gonna be for Too Many Games, but this is the last update for this episode, so I figured I'd just start it off here. I went to a garage sale. I saw a PS2 system on a table. They were basically like, yeah, you can have it for $8, and I was like, do you have any games for it? And they're like, no. I'm like, are you sure you don't have any games for it inside? And she's like, oh yeah, I do. And then she kind of like looks at me and she's like, I should probably just go get those now and sell them to you now, right? And I'm like, yeah. So she brings out these Wii games, all these PS1 games here, all the PS2 games, and she also brought out this DS stuff and this Game Boy Advance SP. She sold me all this stuff for $25. Ignore this stack of PS3 and PS4 games. That's for my Whatnot auctions, which if you haven't seen them yet, you should go check them out because they're pretty awesome. So yeah, so obviously like the Wii games, some pretty good titles here. A couple Zeldas, Wario Land, Mario Bros. DS titles, these Lost in the Blue games are pretty decent. The SP is in fairly nice shape here. I might actually just keep this. We'll see what happens with that. But as far as PS1 games go, Rayman's a pretty good one to have. Gex, Bubsy 3D is an awful game, but you know, it is what it is. And then probably the best from this are gonna be the Warcraft 2, Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy 9, Ape Escape, stuff like that. PS2 games, all pretty much like $5 to $10 titles. Nothing too crazy here until you get to Siren, which goes for about $45 complete. This is missing the manual, so I'll probably get like $30 for it. And then Shadow Hearts Covenant, which goes for about $75 or so. Again, missing the manual, so I'll probably sell it for about $60. 2 PS2 systems, because I actually got another one with this lot here, and this lot is kind of crazy. So I ended up spending, like I said, $25 on all that. Over here we got PS2 with an N64 and an NES. It came with this smoke gray controller, which goes for about $50 by itself. It's nice. I actually just sold 2 of these with the console. It came with maybe about like 15 or so of these games. Plus it came with 2 N64 games right here. Nothing crazy at all. 2 football games. And then these 2 Genesis games. Again, both sports games, so nothing crazy there. And then just randomly this PS2 was in there. So it was really just like a whole kind of like smorgasbord, I guess, of like video games that they had. But then in a different sale, I picked up 28 NES games. Again, had some pretty good titles. This is just all of them mixed together in a box, so I can't even tell you which ones came from which sale, but the point is, you know, got all of them now. But yeah, both Zelda games, a couple Castlevanias. This is a 5-screw Castlevania, which are pretty hard to find, so that's pretty cool. Thanks, Eric, for putting your stickers all over it. Mega Man 2, totally rad. Never heard of that game before, but I thought that was pretty cool. And then a lot of these other games are kind of like $5 to $10, pretty common NES games. But yeah, so all that being considered, I was at about $700 in net profit, and after I spending all that, I'm down to $390. So if we want to go ahead and update the total right there, the beginning of the Too Many Games video is going to be showing you what I've sold from here until Too Many Games. The goal is to be at over $1,000 for Too Many Games, because I want to spend a pretty good amount there to pick up some Super Nintendo stuff. Earlier in the video I said that there was going to be a Super Nintendo lot that I was actually looking to pick up here locally, and I ended up doing that. So I got all these games for $80. We can update the total now from $390 to $310, and I have a little bit more ground to make up now for Too Many Games, but it's definitely worth it when you see what I got here. So I picked up Super Mario All-Stars, Dirt Tracks FX, Ken Griffey Jr., Major League Baseball, Donkey Kong Country 3, Donkey Kong Country 2, Top Gear, and yes, the original Donkey Kong Country. So have that whole trilogy done. I'm pretty pumped about that. Actually, that brings me to the point now where I need to update my top 10 most wanted list. So I'm gonna ask you guys in the comments below, what other Super Nintendo games should I go for? I'll probably put maybe like one kind of grail, you know, a multi-$100 type of game on the top 10 list just for now, and then kind of fill out the rest of the list with mid-range titles kind of deal. I'll show my collection right after this, and then you let me know what I'm missing. What are the best games that I don't currently have? All right, everyone, here's how the collection's looking so far, and of course for the new games I just picked up, I had to get them decked out in custom game cases. Like I said before, guys, definitely check out customgamecases.com. Probably after Too Many Games, I'm gonna have to turn these things on their side, because I probably won't have the room to display them all like this anymore. But this is what I've got right now, guys. Let me know what games I'm missing from my collection that are must-owns. Put them in the comments below, and I'll make a new top 10 list. Thanks, guys.